So, you ready to jump into the exciting world of California real estate? That is awesome. But first, there's one major hurdle you've got to clear, the state exam. Let's break down exactly how you can conquer it on your very first try.
First things first, let's get real about what you're up against. 51%. That's roughly the first-time pass rate for the salesperson exam here in California. It means almost half of all the people who walk in to take that test don't pass. It's basically a coin flip. And it's not because the material is rocket science. It's because the questions are designed to be tricky. They're testing if you really understand the concepts, not just if you skimmed a textbook.
That's the big question, right? How do you make sure you land on the right side of that coin flip? Well, I can tell you it's not about luck. It's all about having the right strategy, the right focus, and knowing your opponent. And that's exactly what we're going to give you right now, the playbook to beat the odds.
To win any game, you have to know the rules, you have to understand the playing field. The real estate exam is no different. The more you know about how it's built, the less scary it becomes. So let's deconstruct this thing.
Here are the nuts and bolts. You're looking at 150 multiple-choice questions, and you've got 3 hours on the clock. That gives you about 1 minute and 12 seconds for each question, not a ton of time. To pass, you've got to nail 105 of those questions correctly, which is a 70%. And remember, you can't take this from your couch. It's strictly an in-person test at an official testing center.
Now, this is where strategy really comes into play. Look at how the exam is weighted. You've got 7 main topics, but they are absolutely not created equal. Knowing these percentages is the secret to studying smart, not just studying hard.
Just let that sink in. The practice of real estate and disclosure section is a massive 25% of your score. That's because this stuff is the bedrock of practicing real estate legally and ethically. So if you're going to zero in on anything, this is it. Master disclosures, fair housing, and trust accounts, and you've just given yourself the biggest possible advantage on test day.
Okay, so we've got the exam's blueprint. Now let's talk about how to prepare. This isn't about pulling all-nighters and cramming. It's about having a clear, smart plan of attack.
And hey, don't just take it from me. Check out what a recent test taker posted on Reddit. This hits on 2 golden rules. 1, practice exams are your best friend because the questions really are similar. And 2, you have to read every single word. The test is designed to catch you if you're rushing.
So here's your 4-step plan. Step 1, take a full practice exam right out of the gate. Don't even worry about your score, just use it as a diagnostic to see where you're starting from. Step 2, pour your energy into those heavy hitters we just talked about: disclosures, agency, ownership. 3, flashcards are not optional. Vocabulary is a huge part of this test. And finally, step 4, take more practice exams. Keep at it until you're consistently hitting 75% or higher. That's how you build real confidence.
Speaking of vocabulary, let's talk about a huge one: fiduciary duty. I can pretty much guarantee you will see this on the exam. It is the absolute core of what it means to be an agent. And the best way to remember the 6 duties? Just remember the acronym OLD CAR: obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, and reasonable care. You need to know this one cold.
And here are some other heavy hitters. The test loves to quiz you on the small differences between similar-sounding concepts. For example, what's the difference between an encumbrance, which is a claim against a property, like a lien, and an easement, which is the right to use part of it? Or the difference between an exclusive right to sell and an exclusive agency listing. Nailing down these distinctions is what separates a passing score from a failing one.
Okay, knowing all those core concepts is your foundation. But if you want a real secret weapon, the thing that'll push you over the edge, you have to know the absolute latest changes to the law. The DRE loves testing on new stuff, and these 2026 updates are exactly that.
Think about it. For the longest time, when you looked at real estate photos online, you saw things like virtual staging or digitally enhanced lawns. It was just common, and there weren't really any rules about it. Well, that has all changed.
And here is the new reality, side by side. Under a new law, Assembly Bill 723, if you digitally alter an image for an ad in any way, whether you're adding virtual furniture or just making the sky look a little bluer, you are now legally required to disclose it. It's all about transparency and making sure potential buyers aren't being misled.
And the rules are super specific. You can't just bury this disclosure in the fine print at the bottom of the page. It has to be obvious, right next to the picture. And you have to provide a link or a QR code so someone can easily see the original, untouched photo. Honesty is the name of the game here.
Now for another huge update, and this one's a federal rule. It's from FinCEN. the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Starting in 2026, there are new reporting requirements for all cash home sales bought by entities like an LLC or a trust. It's a major move to help prevent money laundering in the real estate market.
And listen up, because this is the part that really matters to you as an agent. This isn't just extra paperwork. If that all-cash buyer using an LLC doesn't provide the required info to escrow, the deal stops. Period. Escrow is legally blocked from closing the transaction. You have to understand this to make sure your client's deal doesn't fall apart at the last minute.
All right, so you've done it. You've used the blueprint, you followed the playbook, you crushed the exam, you passed.
So what's next?
Well, passing the test is a huge moment, but it's not actually the end of the story.
This is a super common point of confusion. When you pass the exam, you get the right to apply for a license. But that license starts out as inactive. You cannot legally help anyone buy or sell a house or collect a commission until you hang your license with a sponsoring broker. You have to join a brokerage to officially get in the game.
And once you're in the game, all that stuff you studied for the test is no longer theoretical. It has serious, real-world consequences. Just look at this table from the Department of Real Estate. In just 1 year, 206 agents had their licenses completely revoked, and 78 were suspended. This is for things like mishandling money or not making proper disclosures. The rules really, really matter.
So when you boil it all down, all of this studying, all of this prep, it's not just about getting past one test. It's about building the foundation for a professional, ethical, and long-lasting career. It's about becoming that expert advisor that clients can truly trust. The only question is, are you ready to get started? Good luck.